It's no secret that the security of IoT or smart devices is pretty abysmal right now. Here's a cool site called Hacked.Camera from security researcher Paul Marapes that illustrates just how weak and unprotected some devices are right out of the box. Every single one of those color-coded pinpoints is not just one, but actually a group of smart devices like cameras that on less savory sites could actually be directly accessed by anyone with the know-how online. So that is where our sponsor for today's video, Bitdefender Total Security, comes in. Their software suite and their hardware Bitdefender box are designed to protect your entire home, including devices like cameras that cannot be loaded with traditional antivirus software. And guys, make sure you stick around because Bitdefender is offering an extended free trial to our viewers. We'll have the full details at the end of the video. So why don't we take a little tour of my house and have a look at some of the threats that I have lying around. So we'll install the Bitdefender box later. For now, let's walk around and have a look at some of the potential points of ingress for my home, starting of course with this smart camera. Now, this is a Nest Cam, and as smart cameras go, they're relatively reputable. It's not a simple task to just connect to someone else's Nest Cam. But the point that I'm trying to make, and that this is supposed to illustrate, is that anything that's accessible from the internet is a potential way for someone to gain information, or in the case of very insecure cameras, a live video feed of the inside of your house. And there are plenty of cameras out there that have massive vulnerabilities. I mean, really, if you think about it, anything, whether it's a game console, a connected TV, other more different game console, or a PC, is a potential gateway into your home network. So just right here, I've got like 5 points of entry. Out in the garage, we immediately find some potentially more sketchy things. So in my pile of projects that I still have to do, I've got my paintball mask lens that I'm trying to silicone back together so that stuff doesn't get up inside it, along with an LTT shirt, lttstore.com. This is awesome. My mask that I put one of the waistbands of our LTT underwear on, to make it work again. And also a Ring doorbell that I haven't installed yet, but I will. And this. This is exactly the kind of generic Chinese smart home stuff that can potentially be a problem. And in this case, access to this device could mean that an intruder not only has a view into my home, they could potentially walk right through the garage door. The best part is I made a video about installing it and then didn't change anything about it. So, hasn't happened yet, but where's wood? It's wood-ish. So funny story here, the only reason I have a Nest thermostat is that my wife won it through like our credit card company or something like that. Like I'm the last person in the world who needs to win a smart thermostat or whatever, but I figured, what the hey, I've got it. Might as well install it. Potential point of ingress. On that subject, my Sonos smart speakers. Yet another smart connected device with the potential to be a security flaw. Next up, we've got the Nest smoke and carbon monoxide detector. Then of course, there's the connected hub of my home, which is the office where my wife and I have our computers, and the server closet where you'll find both of our desktops that are connected via Thunderbolt to the desks over there. My home server, which has got my Plex server, any internet shares, any of that kind of stuff, as well as just my NAS archive, my router, and I think that's pretty much it actually for connected stuff in here. I don't know if my printer has any like internet printing features or anything like that, but if it did, the point is anything accessible from the internet is a potential security threat. Now let's have a look at the Bitdefender box, which runs the latest Bitdefender Total Security software. In a nutshell, the box is Bitdefender's hardware solution for devices that cannot run their Total Security software, like most of the devices we've just gone over. So the idea here is that they've got device detection and management, so you can monitor your connected devices and see what is sending or receiving data. Vulnerability assessment, so you can identify weaknesses in your home network, as well as anomaly detection mechanisms to block compromised devices. And this is something that is pretty interesting to me. Actually, when they pitched this to us, the parental features for me are one of the things that stands out because they allow you to just shut off internet access to any device that is assigned to your child within the home. So we're gonna need the Bitdefender Central app, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff to do. So the first thing I'm supposed to do is just plug this puppy into power. So there you go, that's done now. Unplug your ISP modem from the power outlet. What if I don't wanna do it that way? I have to connect to the Bitdefender box Wi-Fi. Do you know what the default password is?
It's on the box.
Oh. Quick, oh, I shouldn't probably read that out. I mean, I can change it, but. Power up your ISP modem, plug your ISP modem, connect Bitdefender box to the internet. You are ready to secure your network. All right, cool. I have a personal Wi-Fi router. There we go. This can just go straight into here, and theoretically, that should work now. Shadow, you're not helping right now, bud. You just checking out the security? Making sure we're gonna keep all the internet mice out? Boy, you're a rotten cat. Okay, so we're up and running. Now it's gonna scan for devices on the network. It says there are no devices connected to the network. Now that doesn't seem right. New device, what is this? That must be me. So it actually prompts me then to install Bitdefender software on the device. Oh, here we go. Now I've got this whole dashboard that I didn't see a second ago. Network settings can be changed only while connected to the main Wi-Fi. Yeah, you might as well. Oh, your Wi-Fi network is disabled. Well, there's the issue. Okay, there it is. Okay, we're connecting to Bitdefender box. Now we can go in and change settings. Yay, okay. So let's go ahead and let's jump on the Ruckus Wi-Fi. Let's make sure that's working. That's working, freaking awesome. Then, because we need to connect directly to the Bitdefender box's Wi-Fi for the initial update, what I would love to do is jump on its Wi-Fi, turn off its Wi-Fi, so that it actually has to be manually re-enabled by me, and then there's basically no way to get into it. All right, my Ruckus extender just got picked up. Good stuff. Settings saved successfully. Fantastic. So we've got the Kit app installed here, and then we've got, check this out, 18 protected devices that are on our network here. So I've got my aunt's iPhone, I've got a handful of drop cams, my Harmony Hub, Expressif home automation, Linus Desktop, Linus WS, my Nest thermostat, everything shows up exactly as we would expect it to. So we'll download Bitdefender Total Security. One of the things that they boast about in their literature is their very low system resources usage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let the computer settle down and be doing nothing, and we'll have a quick look at what our CPU utilization as well as our memory utilization looks like. Okay, so we're sitting at just shy of 19 gigs of memory usage and about 3 to 5% CPU usage right now. So let's go ahead and install Bitdefender. Oh, interesting. Curiously, actually, Family Link only forces Safe Search on. There doesn't seem to be any way to actually filter internet content. So let's say I'm out somewhere or whatever the case may be, and I'm like, look, I don't want the kids playing Nintendo or whatever. I mean, this assumes they're playing an online game. Maybe that's not a great example. I don't think they play any online games for the Switch. But this way I could know for sure. Really cool, so you can just instantly knock out the internet for any device on your network. All right, so now that it's installed, we've got our trial active here. Be aware of your device's security status at a glance, ransomware remediation. So this is basically just a data backup, snapshotting type tool, so that if someone does send you ransomware, you just have a copy of the data already that is not encrypted. Oh, that's right, it includes a VPN, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and have a look at how much overhead we're looking at. So there's definitely a memory usage cost. It looks like about 500 megabytes. Obviously on my system, that's fine, but your mileage may vary. And then in terms of CPU, we're sitting at right around the same range. So that's actually pretty nice to see. Why don't we start a scan and see how much it eats? So we're getting a little bit of disk thrashing, about 5% CPU usage. You can also see the frequency picked up a little bit, but memory usage actually not too much heavier. It uses around another 200 megs while scanning your system files. It's not bad. One other cool feature is the game profile. So when you turn it on, Bitdefender will not only hide notifications and pop-ups, but it will also prioritize your game's connection. Now you can go game by game if you just have Steam running all the time, but some feedback for Bitdefender is that it would be nice if there was like an automatic game exe finder functionality or something like that, akin to the way that NVIDIA handles it in GeForce Experience, because it is a bit of a bear to go around and find all your exes. This is cool. You can actually even postpone Windows automatic updates through the Bitdefender dashboard, which of course you can do manually, but it's just all in one place if, this is for cousin Jeff who's not particularly tech savvy and you just don't want to hear about it anymore. A couple of other cool features of the app include their Web Protect, which is like a constant scanner while you're browsing the web, as well as, this is cool, App Lock. So you can protect private apps against unwanted access with App Lock. So if you're one of those parents that shares your phone with your kids from time to time, you can actually lock out things like, I don't know, games or any apps you have on your phone but don't want them to be looking at with that. One last thing that my writer for this video thought was pretty cool was the parental control. You can just go into screen time and pause the device. Really, Shadow? Knocking stuff off the shelf there. Anyway, so you can just pause the device and nothing happens apparently. Do we have an internet connection? Oh, so it doesn't actually just like lock the phone. I just tried to launch an app and it goes, whoop. You are not allowed to use this device. Ask your parent to change the restriction. Okay. So basically, that's the bulk of the video, except for something cool. We've actually got a giveaway. So Bitdefender is giving away 6 months of Bitdefender Total Security 2020. It's for new users only, and it's for the US and Canada. So that's 6 months of the whole shebang. Internet security, VPN, wallet, the whole 9 yards, instead of their typical 30-day free trial. With all that said, guys, let's real talk here for a moment. If you're a power user, you might think that you don't need protection. However, there are plenty of cases where Bitdefender's Total Security software suite could be the perfect addition to your network, as well as your parents, friends, or non-tech savvy aunt or whatever. I pick on my poor aunt a lot, so that you don't have to babysit them. Bitdefender has a pretty complete suite here with a ton of cool tools to maintain control over your home network, or even a small office network. So even if you never typically find yourself in the deep, dark corners of the internet, the massive amount of tools and features here mean that there should be something for pretty much everyone. So go check them out at the link in the video description.